Fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all ready?
Lord.
Yes.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, cool. Where my notepad at? All right, cool. What up, guys? It's Savant again. With, you know what I'm saying? With the Discord gang up here at the top left, we got Henny. You just gonna smile? You ain't gonna say nothing?
Oh, what's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? We come from the block straight one gang. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and
Shout out
cut
to my
him off.
homie Poo Poo. Shout out to
Man.
Rick. You know
What
what
are
I'm
we
saying?
doing?
Blue gang. You know what I'm saying? Got shot the gang. You know what I'm saying? Was good.
You asked him to do it.
Exactly. You asked me to do it. I was just chilling.
All right, above me, we got a guest, special guest, Lady Infamous.
AKA Coochie Meow Meow. You know, hi.
Yo,
Do that.
yo, BK, did you just toast to that?
I did.
All
Up right here, we got
Just gonna
BK. BK, y'all we recognize him for the last video.
What up, y'all?
And wave the Gatorade in their face. On my left here, we got
Gatorade is
Biggie.
Calypso. Don't disrespect.
Oh, my bad. Say hello, Biggie.
You're
Everybody got their drink. Everybody got their drink.
Man, I don't even like. I got an empty water bottle.
and this drink good too. I'm not gonna lie.
I got an empty
So
water
I got
bottle.
another
That's all I
Calypso if
got.
you want it.
I do.
got
I really
another
do.
Calypso.
And on my right, we got none other than Reborn.
The one no.
Is that water?
What is going on here?
Everybody got a drink, man.
Hell no.
Everybody got a drink. Where y'all drinks at, man?
Oh shit.
Oh, all
I
right.
got some H2O. I'm chilling.
So what we're going to be talking about today is the current state of R&B. What made me want to talk about this is like I hear this all the time, and there's a lot of Twitter discussion about it, about how R&B is dead, and like nobody really makes real R&B anymore, whatever the fuck that means. So I brought in some of my favorite music thinkers in my Discord. We're going to talk about it. So the first question is, and I'm gonna start with Biggie, and I'm gonna go around and clockwise. So it's gonna go Biggie, Henny, Lady, BK, and Reboard. How do you feel about the current state of R&B?
I like it because it's always evolving. Nothing's gonna get better if you sit there and do the same shit for decades over decades. So yeah, I like it. Simple.
Okay, Henny.
Me and R&B are in a weird place right now. Mainly because I think this was maybe last year or maybe the year before last when like R&B started to sound more like, I don't want to say this, more like hip hopish, but then like tried to sound poppy at the same time. So that mix was weird to me. But now ever since like the birth of like neo soul, like I really like messed with that, and it's a lot of like underground cats who really coming out. So like they're making me love R&B again. But a lot of the mainstream people, I'm like, I think I'm good with it. But the underground people is really what I'm liking right now.
Lady.
I agree with you as well. It's the underground scene of R&B is what's catching my ear. Mainstream right now, we not cool. I feel like R&B is just not how it used to be. I feel like the essence of it is not there anymore, and I just have to go through the throwbacks. So that's how I feel about R&B right now.
BK.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. Like underground because it keeps kind of the R&B and soul. Mainstream, it kind of makes music to make you feel like a bad bitch. Some days that's cool, but other days it's just like
Not every day though, right?
that's what I'm saying. Like it's 7:00 in the morning. I don't feel like being a bad bitch right now. So
He's not wrong.
that's just how I see it.
I mean, but does the bad bitchery ever supposed to stop though? You supposed to be
It's
a bad
not,
bitch
but like
24/7.
there's certain levels, yo. There's certain levels. Like if you are at that level of bad bitch, you can be an average one. They make the music feel like to be top tier, and you don't need to be a top tier bad bitch at 5 in the morning when you wake up.
Yeah.
Because I sure am not. And I gotta catch 2 buses to go to work. You think I'm gonna
That's
be
what I'm
like
saying.
city
You gonna be a
girls
bad
up
bitch on the bus.
1,000? You know, I need something chill. You know.
You be a bus bad bitch. That don't work.
I mean, you can be a bus
You
bad
can,
bitch
you
for sure.
can.
I'm gonna tell you. In the city that I live in, San Francisco, we don't need no cars. So it's not like I can't get no auto. I just don't. I mean, how I live,
Makes sense, yeah.
I don't
It's
need
probably
the
more-
automobile.
Probably more affordable that way too, because like New York and like a lot of areas in Cali, you don't really need a car unless you want.
Yeah.
Plus, driving in California traffic is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That was scary.
Yes,
So
experience,
Reborn,
though.
we're gonna go with your opinion on the current state of R&B.
I thoroughly enjoy it because due to the internet age, you're able to get as many genres as you want, and you know it doesn't have to be mainstream like it did when I was growing up. For you to get a listen, you know, if you hear about an artist, you can just catch it on a whim, or somebody that you follow. They may not be mainstream, but you can still, you know, keep up with their music.
And that's what I was gonna agree with. I think personally I like it because there's so much out there, and there's so many subgenres of R&B now that you can pretty much get whatever you want to. So if you want alternate R&B like your Frank Ocean, there's like 70 artists that do that. If you want your weekend dark vibes, there's about 50 artists to do that. If you want your party next door, there's about 700 artists to do that because everybody want to be toxic now. So I get what people are saying when they say R&B is dead. I don't think it's dead. I think it's just you have to put more effort into looking for it to get what you want. And I get it, and that's not what a lot of people want to do because a lot of people don't have time, or they don't really want to put in the effort to really go search for it when it used to be so readily available for, I mean, shit, since the beginning of R&B. So, does that sound never really went away until like 2010-ish? And I think that's a good segue into our next question, which is, if R&B is dead, what do you think killed it? And
Damn.
Hey, Diddy. I'm gonna say Diddy. I said
Diddy?
it last week. Diddy had some good
okay, I'm
talent.
intrigued.
Yes. He posted a tweet like I think a week or 2 ago talking about what killed R&B. The majority of the people were saying you, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When it was 112 and Faith Evans and Day 26, Danity Kane, all went through Diddy. Even Mary J. Blige, one of the best R&B artists out here, and they all got not so great, record contracts, record deals through Diddy. And I think that their talent suffered a little bit, and to some point, it just killed their career. Like, for example, I think Day 26 was making a band back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Could have blew up. Could have blew up based on the reality show scene, and now I don't even know where they at. So I just think
Making grilled cheese.
he is part of the reason. He is part of the reason.
Grilled cheese.
The grilled cheese was hilarious, but yeah, that's he got a hand in it, I'll say.
I see your point. I never really thought about it like that, because I mean, yeah, Diddy drained the hell out of R&B in the 90s, so in the early 2000s, so I could definitely see that point. Anybody else want to go before I go?
Yeah, I personally think streaming killed R&B. Well, it's not really dead, but I think streaming services kind of put it into a negative light, because everybody's about the numbers now and nobody's really trying to make like a concise body of work anymore. So, and that's what I loved about like my R&B. Like, shit, I'll even go back and say like the 90s R&B is like my favorite fucking genre R&B, like that, because they had full bodies of work. You could listen to an album from start to finish and go through all the emotions and then sit there like, damn, I'm gonna listen to it again and go through it again. So, but it's like now, like I mean, we've even seen recently like fucking Chris Brown. Like he's don't get me wrong, he's like one of my favorite artists. But dude plays the streaming game now. He's not making good bodies of work anymore. It's just like a couple records that's gonna be singles, a couple like low key records that could be singles, but like people like they still about playlist songs, that's what I want to call it. Playlist songs. That's it. So I really think streaming killed a lot of what R&B could have been, if that makes sense. I definitely say it's streaming.
Yeah, because I mean that's in every genre now. You gotta stick to a certain formula to sell records, and you have to. I mean, supply and demand. It's basically what it is. You gotta do what people want to hear, or else you are not going to be successful. Which I mean, some of them won't be successful anyway because their contracts are trash. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
And then oh my bad.
Label hands up there.
Oh.
Label.
Yeah, because people running labels, if it costs less to make more, they're gonna do it. So if they don't have to deal with an individual on a level, because I'm gonna be honest, for the most part, like the diva thing is done. So they never gonna, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, I mean, there are still divas out there, but it's not as flooded as it was at one time. And I think, you know, they don't feel like dealing with that. They know it's cheaper with the streams and stuff like that. You know, you can get the beats from wherever. So it's not like you can't have to keep going as super producers. You can if you was trying to make a classic album, but if they just trying to go ahead and get a few views, some TikToks, and a couple of stream clicks, it ain't gonna take that much.
And there's so many producers out now that are very talented because the information is not like hidden behind a wall anywhere. It's all on the internet. Anybody can produce a hit. And because we've definitely seen some bodies of work with producers we've never heard of. And it just was a classic. Biggie, BK, either one of y'all want to go before me?
BK, would you like to go?
I think I'm gonna sit this one out. I don't really have anything for that one.
What you mean?
I'm not.
Because I'm thinking about like what killed hip hop. Killed R&B. My opinion is a little bit different. It's just like, from my opinion, like the R&B that I grew up around, it was really soulful. Everybody was singing about nasty shit, but even if they were singing about nasty shit, it had soul to it. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like, I don't know, the soul ain't there anymore, if it makes sense. For some songs, not all of them, but just like majority of it, it's just like it's not really soulful anymore. Mm-hmm. So
would you say that R&B has become kind of merged with hip hop in that definitely. Sense of because I always tell people hip hop's not different from, like, as far as like the subject matter, it's not different from other genres. It's just rappers are more blunt about it. They don't tell you like, oh, I want to buy you some flowers and have you open up like whatever. They just be like, yo, I want to have sex. Like they just come out, they just say it. Like it ain't no beating around the bush. Like so yeah, I definitely get it. I think that's attributed to part of Henny and Reborg's point too, where the streaming numbers and the labels playing the label game, because you can't, unless you're independent, you can't make the type of music you want to make. I mean, look at how talented FKA Twigs is, and she's being forced to make TikToks because of her label. Halsey is being forced to make TikToks because of her label. It doesn't matter how big you are or how talented you are. They don't care. They want their money and they want it now. So
they said what that means.
Basically, that is.
And to that point, that's why that goes back to what I said earlier, like the underground people, because they independent and they doing stuff on their own. Like one dude I listen to a lot, is a white boy named Good Boy Noah. Yeah, Good Boy Noah. Dude has an amazing fucking voice and he does everything on his own. Like he dropped like a 4-pack here, a single here, then another 4-pack there. But dude is like mad good. And then it's like, all right, if he can do this, and I'm like, he has my ear, even though it's a little 4-pack, he has my ear. and then somebody bigger can do that, but I'm not really looking for it no more because I'm like, oh, I know this is about to be. It's about to be like, oh, I'm about to go spin this bread and I'm about to go see some ass shake. I don't care no more about that. Let me have my R&B the way it used to be. So that's the BK voice. So yeah, that's all.
Biggie.
My opinion on it is not really that, because I can't say that anything killed R&B, because R&B ain't dead. Traditional R&B is definitely not what people is looking for as much anymore, and like I said, that's more evolution than anything else. Because think about it, if you're trying to be an R&B artist and you just got in the game, you trying to put out records like Usher? No, why the fuck would I listen to you when I could just go listen to Usher? I got to do something different. That's why you got people like Bryson Tiller, Party Next Door, like they change it up. It's got to evolve. That traditional R&B is definitely not as big of a thing. You can still kind of get the vibe of that from some artists. Like I like listening to Giveon, Snow Allegra, shit like that. They're very soulful. I like that stuff, but I don't expect everybody to be sounding like that. There's too many people out here that can make good music for them all to sound the same.
You just reminded me of how much Bryson Tiller influenced my college, because for like that whole time his album was out, everybody was wearing forward baseball caps, and they didn't cover their eyes. And they all decided to throw their beards out and shit. I'm like, all right.
And then even for
go ahead. Finish up.
I was gonna say, even for like music, because I was talking to Sawad about it the other day. Even for music, like him and Party Next Door, that's when I started seeing R&B change a lot more. Because before them, it was still like the big names like Usher, Neo, and shit like that. And like you had Drake putting out some R&B records, but not everything was R&B. But once they came out, a lot of people started trying to do more music like that, because like they hadn't heard as many people going down that direction of like a mix of R&B and hip hop. Or even when The Weeknd really got big, he started doing like a mix of R&B and pop. Like it's a nice change of pace versus just strictly nothing but R&B.
And I'm going to expand on that. I think that, well, I mean, on the point of The Weeknd, I think The Weeknd to R&B is what Kanye was to like gangster rap. Weeknd came in, dropped House of Balloons, and the whole industry tried to replicate that sound immediately. I was like 14 or 15 when that came out. That was the first time I've ever seen one album or one project completely change an industry. I had never seen that before. It's definitely happened before. That was my first experience. So I think that R&B, like the talent level is so much higher than like what it used to be. I'm not saying that older R&B artists aren't talented. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, if you look at modern day hip hop, a lot of these artists are influenced by R&B, punk rock, punk rap, and all that. So you get all those different genres. That's the same thing you're seeing in R&B. When you go to Weeknd, you get R&B, soft rock, dream pop, basic pop stuff, and a little bit of hip hop. You go to Frank Ocean, you get rock, country, alternative, and stuff like that. So there's a lot more to listen to, and today's listener is a little bit more diverse because of how the internet has grown, those 4chan chat rooms, Reddit, and all that. So it really comes down to, a lot of people don't really want to listen to like love songs anymore. They want to listen to, well, it's not even that, because like they still listen to them, but like if you look at what The Weeknd and like Frank Ocean are talking about, they're set in like harsh realism. Like Weeknd's talking about, I can't do this with you because of who I am as a person, because I'm a druggie, I'm an alcoholic, I got trauma, so this is what you gonna get. Frank Ocean's talking about his, being part of the LGBTQ and how that's affected his love life with both men and women. So like there's a lot of different flavors mixing in with R&B now, to where people are kind of bored with traditional R&B. I still love traditional R&B, but I don't listen to it as much as I listen to the newer stuff because I just think. Go ahead.
And it's kind of the marketplace. Like,
Yep.
you can't come out with something slow like End of the Road by Boys to Men. And mostly what people see isn't the lovey-dovey stuff like that. When you go on your social medias, I'm guarantee you the toxic outweighs the lovey-dovey by droves. So that's what, like I said, that's what people want to see and want to hear. So that's what gets pushed out there.
Now, on the subject of toxic music, I would like a better ratio of like actual love to toxic, because I think toxic has become way too popular because a lot of artists, y'all not this heartless. Come on now. Like, you want me to, I don't care about these bitches, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do. You making this song because
it's more about like getting badges and banging ladies, banging females, whining and dining them and not have like any emotional attachment to these ladies that they're trying to, portray in these songs. I want the R&B song that's gonna make me think about someone the whole day, not in like I want to smash, like I want this person to be with me and elevate each other type. That's what real R&B to me it is. Now it's like, man, I'm trying to smash homie down the street, but with no like emotional connection, no substance, just straight sexual action. It's cool, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I gotta have some kind of connection, I have to see something in that individual for me to want to be having sex with him. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. And the thing about like the toxic music, the bad part is like y'all making the song because some girl broke your heart. So like, you not heartless, you just upset. That's okay. But like, elaborate on that. That's why like I like The Weeknd so much, because it's not because when he first came out, y'all noticed like they came out, they was like, oh, he's toxic, he only wants to have sex with women. I'm like, nah, he's really just being like, this is the reality of the situation because I'm a messed up individual. I can't give you what you need. This is all I can give you. You're gonna have to take it. And he explains through like, his traumas and stuff like that. That's a good mixture of like toxic and realism and love, especially how he's going in his career. And then we go to like Brent Faiyaz, who is also a good artist, but he's just that dude.
That man, he been through some
he's
shit.
A demon.
He's definitely been through some shit.
And what's that one song by Party Next Door? It's Toxic something. It's off his
oh wait, no, that's my shit. Hold on, wait, no, I have it in my playlist. Give me a second. No, give me a second.
Yo, I love that song.
Savage Anthem.
Savage Anthem. That song
my
is
shit.
crazy.
Yes. That's my shit though.
You're boy. But yeah, I mean, I don't. All in all, I don't think R&B is dead. I just think, like I said, when Kanye came and like was like, hey, gangster rap's cool, but we can all do this. And then everybody was like, gangster rap's dead. It's not dead. These little niggas out here shooting each other every day. Like, this gangster rap is not dead.
Gangster rap is alive and well. These niggas
and if I had
talking about the same shit.
And if I had to make an argument, it might be a little bit more shooting now than it was back then. So,
that's a fool.
Huh?
You gonna put some gunshots in your
I mean, that was.
Oh my.
I mean, Casey and JoJo was almost there. They was thugs that cried. So
no, they was just dressed like it. No, it was kind of a mixed bag. It was a little bit. They had toxic stuff in too.
That's true. Casey and JoJo definitely had some. "Freaking You" is a very funny song. So yeah, I think we're all on the same page that it's just like R&B ain't dead, but it's just like it's a lot harder to find, and there's multiple different elements of why traditional R&B is not what you see in the mainstream, whether it be streaming, whether it be the labels, whether it be Diddy fucking up everything, whether it be the subject matter changing, or whether it's just the evolution of these new artists. So I guess this last question I want to ask is just something funny. Not funny, but fun. And this, what I'm gonna say is they don't have to strictly be R&B. They don't have to be traditional R&B artists, right? So they could be a little bit mixture. So Frank Ocean's cool, The Weeknd's cool, like whatever. I would even say, I might get some flack for this, but I think Adele could be considered in this too. Even though she's more alternative.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, that's where the soul music is.
Yeah.
Her,
Alternative.
Sam Smith, and some of the other bros, like especially in like the last 10 years.
Sampha.
Yeah.
Sampha, yeah, I love him.
There's a lot of them who, you know, they take the soul. I mean, using the soul. Never say take.
Like Sam Smith first album.
Sam Smith, her first album is great. It's really good.
Anybody watching who wants to make R&B music or gonna send it to somebody, don't be afraid to try something different, because the game will always change if you're willing to try something different and go out there and do it. Case in point, Stevie Wonder didn't know you could have total control over creating your music till Marvin Gaye did it with What's Going On. Like, even with the Kanye thing, Kanye didn't, you know, the Tribe Called Quest opened up the door to let him know that you didn't have to be gangster to put out music that could sell and people could enjoy. So don't, you know, they're different sometimes.
Okay, so this is gonna be our closer here, right? We're about 26 minutes, not too bad. So who are your, I would say, top R&B artists or top R&B influenced artists? I think that's a good way to put it. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna go clockwise again. We're gonna start with Biggie. Who's your top three? It could be all time. It could be right now. Whatever, wherever you want to put it.
Giveon's probably number one for me because I listen to a lot of his music. Frank Ocean.
When he was on stage and he was missing them notes, how'd you feel?
It happens, man. It happens.
It do. Definitely do.
Let's say Frank Ocean. His music is always gonna be fire. And he's still on that bike, not making music, but still on that damn bike. But hey, the music that he put out before he found that bike, you know, that shit good.
Man.
And after everyone found out it was her sample on that Drake album, Snow Allegra has some amazing.
No, it's a good pick. You know, it's crazy. I thought you was gonna say Yeba, and I was like, Yeba's a little new, but she's definitely fire. So,
yeah.
All right, Henny.
Well, number one for me would be The Weeknd when he was still doing drugs. Though that first half of his career, because like you gotta remember, them 3 mixtapes came out my freshman year of college. I can't explain that on YouTube what happened that freshman year of college. So Weeknd when he was on drugs, definitely. Even still now, his stuff is still amazing, but definitely when he was, you know, doing cocaine off strippers' back dimples.
I don't think that's changed, Henny.
So
I don't think that's changed. He's just less vocal about it.
Yeah, but when he was like talking his shit about it, like, oh, I'm high because I sniffed cocaine out your crack with a McDonald's straw. Like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I'm sorry. Okay, back to the point. Okay,
so
Weeknd. Okay, her is definitely up there. She got some shit. Her got some shit, and it wasn't until like I want to say last year, where I really like went back into her catalog. But she got some fire. So even her newest stuff is dope. So her vocal range is crazy. So her, as a last pick, I don't know if y'all have heard of this group, but they're called Emotional Oranges. They're out of New York.
I love Emotional Oranges.
Yeah, they some of them. They like them two together makes amazing music, and it's like they talking about real stuff, but it's a bop behind it. So you're like, oh hey, yeah, I'm dancing while they talking about depression. This is dope. But like it's like, but they got some shit. So Emotional, them probably my top 3 right now.
Respectable. Lady.
Okay, I like Donnell Jones. If anybody knows who he is, These are
Yeah.
old school cats. Donnell Jones. I will have to say, SZA. She's good to me too. And I'm gonna say Brandy. Brandy was like the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Full Moon, we talking about like Never Say Never. You know, the first two.
I wanna be down.
Yeah. I felt like her R&B
Yo.
really resonated with me the most. Yes.
Yeah, I can taste that.
Look at Biggie trying not to look. You don't want to laugh.
All right, brother Fabuloso, what you got over there?
I'd say this is all time, right? Like your favorite
All time right now, whatever classification, just a top 3.
Oh, this was all. Oh, shit.
No, it wasn't all time. If you wanted to do right now, that's cool. Because all time can be a little stressful.
I go 3 off the top of my head for all time. The ones that I listen to like on a daily. First off, do y'all count Anderson .Paak as R&B, or what do y'all count
Yes.
him as?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
definitely.
It did,
I
yeah.
listen to him
R&B.
daily, every day.
R&B influence, they all count.
All right, so him definitely. Anita Baker. Listen, it's something about them
Beautiful
soulful
voice.
black women. It's something about her, and I'm throwing Kelly Price up there too. Them 3.
Yeah.
I
Can I
listen to
read
them. I listen to them every single day. Honestly,
This
I
nigga-
would not care.
This nigga said, "Can I redo my Henny? Your
'Cause I
list was
thought it
good."
I thought
No.
it was like just now. If it's
No,
all
I
time,
told
I'm
you.
changing shit.
It's
I
your
said
choice
all
on which one
time
you wanted.
or
Oh.
current. It's whatever top 3 you wanted.
Okay.
It could be influential, whatever. It's whatever top 3 you wanted to do.
Okay, well that was my right now. Can I do all time? All right.
Good.
Well,
Boom.
let's get
Bruno
hold on.
Mars. Oh.
No, let him go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Boom. Bruno Mars. Boom. Drew Hill. Boom. And motherfucking Usher. God damn it.
Usher.
Motherfucking Usher.
Usher.
Boy. Man. No.
They call me UA.
Sorry.
ATRRAY.
Confessions was a good album. I ain't gonna lie. Confessions.
Confessions.
Yeah.
Concessions.
Concessions.
Confessions.
Concession
You
stand.
Listen, I'm
need to go get
thirsty,
some
man.
food, Devon?
I'm thirsty.
Yo.
I'm
You
thirsty.
need to go get some food, yo.
Confessions is my second favorite R&B album of all time, and has recently been dethroned by. And Henny's gonna get mad that I say this. I'm gonna say the trilogy. And I know people hate it when, especially Weekend fans, they hate it when you group those albums together. But I don't care. It's a compilation album. You gonna deal with it. Listen, because I'm not gonna tell you, when I listen to it all the way through, all 30 tracks. I love it. I still listen to those mixtapes to today, and they came out 10 years ago. Listen to them all the time. Timeless. So, Reborn, you go ahead.
All right. A present artist I really like with Steve Lacy. The minimalist R&B and just his production and his writing that he does for others as well as himself is very appealing. Since I'm a residential old head, I gotta put it out here. Stevie Wonder. He is a legend for a reason. I mean, when you can put classic albums together before you hit the age of 25. When you got a hit album at 12, man, it ain't even no need.
Yeah.
All time, D'Angelo. I don't give a flying fuck with nobody says. You will never hear nothing like it again. Trust me.
Yo, Dad, what's that last album he came out? Black Messiah? That album is great.
Like, nobody saw that shit coming. Not even him.
And everybody loved it, and it got all the praise it deserved. So I'm gonna go.
Real fan, because he don't come out with music all the time. So
No, he don't.
Yeah.
He is he is bad as Frank Ocean.
he works.
Yeah, because let me see, Black Messiah was, I think, was like 20 years later.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. So
Yeah, don't hold your breath though. He's still on that bike.
so my top 3, I'm going to go with Weekend, number 1. I think when it comes to, I might echo it.
Who?
Is it me?
I don't know. Oh, it's not echoing no more. Okay.
All right.
hear it.
So number one, The Weeknd. When it, oh, it's Lady.
I'm sorry. Let me close
You
my
good?
window.
No, it's I can hear myself.
How would I change that?
I don't know. Maybe I need to talk lower.
Maybe I need to mute my.
That'll work too.
There we go.
When it comes to vocals, performance, subject matter, consistency, I think Weeknd, honestly, Breeboard, me and you had this conversation. I think he might be top 10. Like, as far as R&B artists go, just based off skill and his body of work. And it's not too early to say it. He about 13 years in. Like, the dude's a killer. Second, my former favorite male vocalist, Usher. Confessions is damn near one of the most perfect albums I've ever heard in my life. There's not a bad track on it, and I'll stand by that till I die. Usher might be one of the best technical singers I've ever heard. I don't think he doesn't really go into the unclean raspy area much, but when it comes to like professional clean notes, he's all time. Like, even with his tiny desk, like, oh my god, the notes he's hitting at 43 is crazy. So and number 3, I'm gonna go with one that I see y'all hating on Twitter all the time. I'm going with Beyonce.
They hate Beyonce on Twitter?
Yeah, they do.
That's crazy.
They be talking about Beyonce can't sing. She ain't that talented. She only displaced because of Jay-Z. I'm tired
You know
of
what's
hearing
crazy?
that.
All I have to do is say, go listen to that little run she hit on Ego and tell me she
Bro.
can't sing.
Exactly.
Bro.
Or
Most of y'all was shedding tears when Halo was out.
Bro.
Halo, Party, Love on Top. Like,
I was
half
about
of
to
this
say, that's
new
my
album
shit.
she came out, like, you can't tell me that woman can't sing. And I think her self-titled album, Lemonade, and this Renaissance probably is my favorite 3 album run out of an artist, because I love all of them back to front. I think Lemonade got one song, the one with Jack White I'm not too fond of, but I love them all. So yeah, Beyonce is probably in my top 3. And then sitting like outside the top 3, but not by much. He like outside the door, just sitting there leaning up.
You in the
Waiting.
side door.
Yeah, you know, like when you're in a dorm room and your roommate is just going crazy, you got to just wait outside. Right out there, that's Frank Ocean for me.
That's fucked up.
Right.
He riding that
Yeah,
bike.
he's still on his bike, man, waiting at
He
the
on
door.
that. He had to exercise bike waiting to get the text to come back in the room. Because
Dang.
I think Frank Ocean, even though he hasn't given us the body of work that a lot of other R&B artists have, he's done so much in so little. And I'm not gonna lie, he's a diva. When we talk about divas, Frank Ocean's a diva. And his whole, like, what is it, about 13, 12-year career, he has done like 60 performances.
He
But
works
you know
when he
what,
wants to.
But you know it's
Mhm.
crazy because we still go crazy over every time he drops even a single. We like, oh shit, Frank dropped finally. It is what it is, man. He know what worked.
They booed Drake off the stage because they thought Frank was coming. Frank didn't even say nothing.
Yeah.
I know Frank was looking at Twitter like, who told y'all that?
Who told y'all that dumb shit? I ain't even put out music. You think I'm coming on tour?
They had time. So what y'all gonna listen to? Channel Orange? Nostalgia Ultra? And the bad part is that'd probably be the
Y'all want to hear
greatest
Nova
concert
Came for the
experience.
35th time in a row?
Man,
The bad part is we do want to hear it for the 35th time. And we can hear
You know how
all them
many-
cuts, the all that stuff before Nostalgia Ultra, with that like 60 song mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can listen to all that and be fine. So
Yeah.
I think we pretty much
And in the booth, they thought he was going to show up on tour.
I think that's where we should wrap up. I think that was a good conversation. I think so. Regarding the points, R&B, I think we agreed that R&B is not like in a bad state. It's just you're not getting the lovey-dovey stuff. Nobody really wants to hear it, which is kind of sad. Like I like Lovey Dovey. My earphone fell out.
Man, people want to be in love, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of us done been through some shit to where I ain't trying to hear no love shit. That ain't what I've been through.
Biggie said he trying to be in these streets.
No, you got to be honest sometimes, yo, because you've heard some of the stories of how people get done dirty. You think they trying to listen to a love song right now?
I think they need to sprinkle in. I mean, then they got to be out there.
No.
You got to be hopeful, though. At least be hopeful.
Yeah.
I am a very big supporter of, like, when you are actually in a bad mood, you probably shouldn't be listening to music that continues to have you in that mood. But that's the reality of it. Like, people get sad and they listen to depressing music. Like, that's what happens.
Yeah,
I
that's
listen
true.
to the soulful music when I'm cleaning.
And get back to dancing, man. R&B dudes used to dance, man.
Let's not get back to that. I'm not gonna lie. Them music videos was nasty. The music videos was nasty.
They was in there getting it.
And they had the steps.
You do
the
your
whisper
thing.
show.
We need some more people there.
Got some dude just randomly breakdancing in the middle of the grass over some woman that he just met 2 minutes ago.
Hey, man. Hey, you hitting that shit though.
Man, it be like that sometimes. All right, man. And and we talked about, do we think R&B is dead? No, but it's not dead. It's just changed. It's different. You're not gonna, and that's, I mean, honestly, that's the nature of black music in general. It's not gonna stay the same. Every 5 to 10 years, it's gonna change. And whether you want to be a part of it or where you want to stay in the past, that's on you. But it's gonna change. 2030, we gonna have different sound of rap. We gonna have different sound in R&B again.
We already got it now. The hip hop you was listening to when you was a kid is not the same hip hop now. Nigga, they got.
I'm not gonna lie. I might sound old here, and I was when Uzi and Cardi and them was hot because I was young. Like I was like, nah, they don't sound the same. These new niggas sound the same, man. A lot of them do, and it's like I get like borrowing from what's popular. Goddamn. Like the whole
running together.
Yeah, like the whole Yeet shit. Like he sounds like he don't even have like his own personality. He sound like 7 different dudes that are already popping. And it's
I actually like some of Yeet's music. I like some of Yeet's music. The problem is that, like we can talk about it with whatever genre. The problem is, especially in this day and age, it's so easy for you to go viral for something that somebody else has already done before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It don't matter what genre we're talking about. Yeah, especially with TikTok, niggas are literally making songs specifically for TikTok. Just so they can go viral and they get the plays from that. Because TikTok definitely pays for people using your shit.
There's a certain R&B artist that comes to mind that got famous off of making other people's songs.
You're not gonna talk about Jacquez. You gonna leave him out of this.
You're gonna leave Jacquez alone.
Jacquez, leave him alone.
You don't leave that jackass out of this.
Why is that his name?
That's
He
his name.
This is all he doing on songs that he got, man.
I heard somebody say he seen like his nose plugged up, and that shit had me crying.
And
bro.
You know what? That's where we heading into that. I'm not dealing with y'all.
Like somebody said, this nigga had COVID before we all did. I'm like, yo,
that's crazy.
And that shit had me in tears.
All right, y'all. So that's we about 40 minutes in, 45 minutes. I'm gonna put this whole VOD up. I'm not gonna split it up. I mean, I might split. Nah, it don't need to be split up. It's a running thing. So everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bob Pookie, Bob Boo Bear.
Have a good time.
Made it.
Peace and blessings.
Bro, you gonna take that big ass sip before we leave? All right, I'm done.
Big cheers, y'all.
All right, I'm done.